Today I'm going to share with you a couple verses from Proverbs chapter 24, verses 1 and 2. It says, "Do not envy wicked men, do not desire their company, for their hearts plot violence and their lips talk about making trouble." Do you remember when you first learned about the word osmosis? I guess I was probably in high school biology class when the science teacher taught us about osmosis. Here's what the dictionary says about that word. The first definition it gives is this: osmosis is a process by which molecules of a solvent tend to pass through a semi-permeable membrane from a less concentrated solution into a more concentrated one, thus equalizing the concentrations on each side of the membrane. Man, when I heard this, I thought this was going to revolutionize my high school experience. All I have to do is hold a book up to my head, and through osmosis, the information from that book is going to enter into my brain, and I won't have to study that hard anymore. You had that thought too, didn't you? Well, come to find out, that strategy didn't work too well after all. My head must be a little bit too hard. Let's just say to this day I don't remember much from high school biology. So if you think making good grades is that easy, then go to the end of this proverb and read about what happens to the lazy person, because it's just not that easy. But if we stay with the dictionary for a moment, we see here a second definition given for the word osmosis. And it's interesting to think about, given the verse we're reading in Proverbs today. The second definition of osmosis says this: it's the process of gradual or unconscious assimilation of ideas and knowledge. The process of gradual or unconscious assimilation of ideas and knowledge. Today I want to just speak briefly about the power of influence. It's amazing to me that people on social media today call themselves influencers. People follow them on Instagram and Facebook, and these people make a lot of money doing it. But I guess what gets to me about it all is the name they give themselves, how forthright they are to call themselves an influencer. So I guess what we're doing in these posts is an attempt to influence people, but in a positive way. But I'm not sure all those social media influencers are good, which is the point this Proverbs makes today. We have to be careful, and we have to be very cautious about who we let speak into our hearts. We might think that we're strong enough in and of ourselves to guard against the negative influence of people that we know we shouldn't hang around. But listen to this proverb today when it says, be careful who you make your friends. Be careful what company you keep. Why? Because ideas are much more permeable through people. Pay attention to this. We are much more susceptible to bad ideas through the people we spend time with and the people we hang out with. Though you can't learn ideas from a book through osmosis, you will learn ideas from other people that way. So be careful who you bring close to your heart and mind. As you read through this proverb today, also take note of where these evil people are headed in this life and in the next. There is no desirable future for the wicked. So why would we give our time to relationships that are dead on arrival? Choose your friends wisely. Choose whom you spend your time with wisely. Yes, you may be able to influence others, but be extremely cautious that you are not being influenced by those with evil intentions. In Jesus' famous prayer we call the Lord's Prayer, he actually prays to be delivered and protected from evil. And so I thought what we would do today is to pray that prayer together. Would you pray it with me? Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive them who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and glory, forever and ever. Amen.